Hello again. So like I mentioned in my last service video that I did the Haldex 5 service for the rear diff, I'm going to do a transmission service video. I already did transmission service videos. I did a transmission cooler. I mentioned how to do it, transmission cooler, and then transmission valve body I did. I also mentioned how to set the levels and everything, and then I have a separate video that I did a while ago on how to do the transmission service. It's a long video, and the quality isn't that good, so I thought I might remake that video, make it as short as possible, and just get straight to the point. Just step by step. I'm not gonna go in too much detail. I'm just gonna tell you the basic steps so that when you're watching at home, so you're gonna be able to just watch this video and just be able to do it without an issue. Okay, so before this video starts, I wanted to insert this. Obviously, I'm recording after I already recorded the video because I kind of forgot about it, kind of slipped my mind when I was doing the service. Anyways, so this transmissions is only going to be applicable from 2011 to 2016 and 17 until they use the 6-speed transmission from 2011 and 2016, because these use different fluid from the TF-80s from 2010 and older. They have completely different fluids. I have doing my research, and I was doing the TF-80 2010 and older, they use the JWS 3309 fluid, and 2011 and newer generation 2 transmission, they use JWS 3324 oil. So the ratings are different. It's a different fluid, different type of fluid. So make sure you guys don't mix these two up. It's from 2011 and newer. It's pretty much a TF-81. So after 2011 and newer, it's a TF-81 transmission. I don't know why Volvo in the Vita and everywhere they keep calling it TF-80. It's actually TF-81. You can go and do your research also. I actually had a few guys that actually do work a lot with this transmission comment on my videos and contact me, and they told me the same thing. They told me, hey, don't make sure you don't mess up the fluid, from the TF-80 to TF-81, because it's a different fluid. Volvo updated the torque converter, a bunch of stuff in the torque converter, made it stronger, more durable. They upgraded the valve body, and that kind of explains why I had the issue with the valve body when I upgraded it, when I sent it out to get built. They were shocked by it because they thought, TF-80 is a TF-80, but in reality, Volvo changed the valve body, the solenoids, everything. The whole design of the valve body also changed after 2011. So yeah, I wanted to point that out so a lot of people don't get confused and don't use the wrong fluid in their transmissions. This is going to be from 2011 to 2016 or 17 Volvo transmission. This is the kind of fluid and everything is going to be used. The older versions is not the same, transmission, not the same fluid used. So I just wanted to point that out, because I know a lot of people don't even know that. They think TF-80 is TF-80, which is not true. Volvo actually improved a lot the transmission. I don't know why they didn't update the TF-81 name for it, the model or whatever you want to call it. They didn't update it anywhere, really. Like in Vita, everywhere, they just keep calling it TF-80, I mean. So, I mean, technically it's a TF-8 transmission series. It's not a TF-80 or TF-81 series. It's a TF-8. So I guess, I don't know. To be honest, I have no explanation for that. Maybe I'll be doing more research about it. Maybe I'll find out why they did that, why they didn't update it or whatever. But you can enter in Google TF-81 transmission or Volvo TF-80, TF-81 transmission, and there's a couple of good articles of people that actually build these transmissions. They rebuild them and everything. So yeah, if you guys are wondering in more details, you can go and search it up on Google and do your research. You'll find out a lot more exactly what they upgraded in the torque converter and the valve body and all that. So yeah, I thought I might insert that into the video, so that way a lot of you guys know what's going on. And then one more thing I wanted to point out, that the concept, the design of the transmission on the outside and how to change the fluid and everything is the same. The drain plug, fill plug, everything is the same. The case of the transmission didn't change. It was just the internal things. So all you have to guys make sure you do is just make sure you get the right fluid for the transmission that you're working on. But the whole concept, everything, how to do it, everything is the same, stays the same. So this video will help you, on how to do it at home. Okay, so first things first, we gotta find the fill plug, which is gonna be right down there for us. So we're gonna loosen that, make sure we can get it loose because those are really tight. I don't know why they get so you know, tight in there over time, but we're gonna have to loosen that. And then I'm gonna show you guys where the drain plug is, drain plug, and then the level plug as well underneath. Okay, so for this step you're gonna need a Torx 55. Let me show you, T55, like this right here, and an extension, 1/2 inch extension, so that way we can reach up to that plug just right like that. And then now we're gonna loosen it. Okay, so this is the drain plug, and then this is the level plug inside the drain plug. So you gotta pull the level plug out first, then you gotta pull the drain plug out. Once you pull the drain plug out, you need a Torx 40 for that matter. So to get the level plug out, you need a Torx 40, and then I'll let you know what size the drain plug is. Okay, so this is the level plug. Well, this is the level plug, actually the bolt to level the, and then this is the drain plug. The drain plug is also part of the level plug. So when you fill the transmission, when the level gets to the where it's supposed to be, it starts leaking out through this hole underneath. That's when you know when your transmission level is good. For that, there's a procedure. You have to heat the car up to temperature and have it in parks and running. So I'll explain that later in the video. But yeah, for this one, you need a T40 to get the level plug out first. And then for this one, I have this guy right here. I will tell you, this one is a 17 millimeter hex. So that's the tools you'll need for that. Okay, so I got the drain plug and then the level plug in. So now I'm gonna go fill. If you want to measure how much you got out, you can. I already know kind of how much it is. It's anywhere from 3.5 to 4 quarts. So I'm gonna put this back. Don't tighten too hard the level plug. I just kind of just test really, you know, tiny bit tight on the level plug, and then I'll fill it about 4 liters. And then I'll warm it up and everything, get it to temperature, and then I will pull the level plug out, and then it will drain. Anything excess that I put in will drain out. If you put a little more in the transmission, it's not gonna hurt it, so you don't have to worry about hurting the transmission even if you put like 1/2 quart more than you should have. Okay, so I got a funnel like this with a long reach. So now I just put it in the hole right there that I took out the fill plug, like that. So I got it in there, and then now I'm gonna fill it with 4 liters of oil that I got. Okay, so this is the fluid that I use, ATF Top Tech 1800. This fluid, if you enter the vehicle, which is this one, 2013 s60 T6 all-wheel drive, even on FCP Euro website, any website, this comes up as an aftermarket replacement for the original fluid. You can either get this or get the original fluid. Doesn't really matter. This is it's specified for our vehicles. It's up to spec. That's why they sell it obviously for these cars. Any European store or any site, website that sells Volvo parts, you go for transmission fluid, this is gonna pull up. So that's the transmission fluid we're gonna use, and we're gonna put in for these. These are 1 liter each. Any of you guys saw in the time lapse that I showed the color of this fluid, it's kind of like brownish, brown, kind of has a brown, it kind of looks like an engine oil color. It's very unusual, but yeah, that's what our cars call for, at least from Liqui Moly. I'm sure maybe other brands, I don't think color matters, but yeah, this one, it's a fully synthetic automatic transmission fluid, ATF from Liqui Moly. It's a great company, makes great engine oil. They won a bunch of awards for having the best engine oil and oils in general. So I'm sure this is probably as good, if not better, than original. Okay, so I got this fill plug tight. You don't want to get it too tight, just get it, you know, good, snug. That's it, because you don't want to get that too tight. There's no reason for it to be. It has an O-ring, so you just get it tight and it will seal perfectly. Okay, so now that you filled the oil with 4 liters, it's about 3.5, 3.8, I think, that drains out of the system. You want to fill it a little bit more, unless you want to add, you know, do your job twice. If you fill it a little more, it's not going to hurt it, because it's not like you're going to be driving and, you know, crazy driving the car with the transmission overfilled. All you're doing is just starting the car up and then just shifting through the gears back and forth until the transmission temperature for the gearbox, oil temperature for the gearbox, it has to be 130 degrees Fahrenheit, in Fahrenheit. So whichever that translates to Celsius, but you gotta wait until the gearbox is 130 degrees Fahrenheit. So you keep shifting through the gears until it reaches the temperature. Once it reaches the temperature, put it in park, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna open the level plug, the little small plug. We're gonna open it while the car is running in park and the temperature reaches 130 degrees Fahrenheit. We're just gonna open it, and then it's gonna drain now all the excess fluid from the transmission. And once it starts like trickling, you just close it, and yeah, that's the level for the transmission. Okay, so as you guys can see, the gearbox temperature is 129, which is 130. So that's pretty much in the center where the temperature should be. So now I'm gonna go and open the level plug, and yeah, and then wait until it starts trickling, like dripping fast, and then just close the level plug, and that's gonna be good. That's not a check engine light, that just I turned off the traction control because I have the car up in the air and I pretty much put it in gear, so I don't want it to throw lights, so I just turned the traction control off. Okay, so with the car running in park, I pulled this little plug. When I pulled the little plug, I just waited until it drained out. It probably drained out like 0.2, 0.3 quarts about. Waited until it started trickling, like, you know, dripping fast, and then just closed it and tightened it. You don't want to over tighten it. Don't push it too hard. Just get it tight, snug, and yeah, it's all good now. And then now I'm going to show you guys the next step, what to do. Okay, so the next thing we got to do, we go in transmission on the scan tool. Any scan tool that can read transmission, I'm sure we'll be able to do this. Turn your ignition into the ignition mode, so press and hold this button. Watch, just press and hold it, this button, without pressing the brakes until the lights light up. Then let go of this button if you have wireless start. If you don't, put the key in ignition and then press and hold it the same way until all the lights come on, then let go, and then you go into the transmission module and then go functional test, special functions, and then we go transmission fluid change counter reset. Click on that, and then it's resetting. There you go, reset successful. So this pretty much tells the transmission that you changed the fluid and to reset the value so we can relearn them again. So it doesn't think that the fluid is old, and you know, the fluid that's older, you know, that's been used, it doesn't work as good. So it's not gonna think that you have a bad fluid and act like you have a bad fluid. It will renew its memory, and it will start, you know, taking the fluid as it's new, kind of, you know, shift points and everything's gonna start relearning everything again from the beginning, because your car over time, it learns its values with the old fluid, and then it shifts according to those values. So you need to reset it to reset the values again, so you can start relearning them all over again, kind of thing. So that's the whole video. That's the whole, you know, process of doing a transmission oil change. It's pretty simple. Just follow those steps. The only thing, you know, that could be hard when you're at home, if you don't have the scan tool to do the counter reset, that's not required. It's beneficial to do so, but it's not required. Even if you don't do the counter reset on the scan tool, it's not going to do anything. You just got to make sure that the car is at operating temperature. So even if you don't have a scan tool, let's say, and then you don't have the money to go do the transmission oil change, and you want to do it at home, and you don't have a scan tool to even check the fluid or do the counter reset, so just go and drive your car, I would say at least 2 miles, drive your car, come back home, raise your car up, put it in park when it's running, pull the level plug and let it drip out the same way. Because 130 degrees Fahrenheit, that's, you know, that's about operating temperature. I mean, don't, you know, hard drive your car, because if you drive it hard, it's gonna, you know, even climb above that. So when you come home, let it idle for about 5 minutes, raise it up, and then do the level in your house without the scan tool. That's the one way to do it. But the proper way to do it is the way I showed it to do it. That's pretty much how the dealerships do it. If you want to change the fluid a couple times, if you want to get the fluid cleaner, you want to do the drain and fill like 2 times. So you know, drain it, fill it, and then go through the gears, drain it again, and then fill it again with new fluid. So that way we'll get more stuff out of it. This is the second time we changed the fluid. So it's at about 90,000 miles, 91. This is the second time. So this car has factory one, then we changed it once. This is the second time we change it. We do 1 drain and fill each time, but we do it like every 30,000 miles about. So yeah, that's the way to keep your car running smoothly. And you know, especially with the Volvos, their transmissions are kind of, you know, they're kind of touchy, so you want to maintain them properly. Obviously, transmission cooler, I have that video on my channel. It's going to be really beneficial to your transmission. If you drive your car hard, I would recommend adding an external transmission cooler, because if you drive your car hard, these transmission, the torque heats them up pretty badly, and when the temperature gets too high, it starts damaging your transmission. So you're welcome to you know, go check out the transmission cooler install video. But for this video, this is going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share my videos with your friends, and as usual, see you next time.